Can you imagine being that flexible?
No,
Look at what she's doing right now.
Like, I can, like,
Let's see how close you can get to that.
that's as close as I can get. You can't even see it. Like, that's as close as you can get.
It's happening right now. You just can't see. What's up, guys? Welcome to the next installment of the Bloody and Sutty show. My name is Bloody the Elf, and this right here is...
SuttySmash.
And welcome to the show for jackasses, by jackasses. We have an amazing show tonight with our arms stretched wide, welcoming you to the podcast of the future, of the present, and of the past.
Is it really a pass?
I don't know. We've done like a year's worth of them, so technically it is.
We really have, man. Well, here's the thing. What are we at? Episode 38? We've been doing
38?
it marginally over a year. So it's
I've got our
upload
schedule figured out.
It sucks when we episodically, like, we figure out how many weeks we've missed. It's like, oh,
it's
2
always
weeks in a year. 14.
2
We
on,
missed 14.
2 on, 1 off. It's pretty consistent. Like next week, something's going to come up. I guarantee it.
Well, you say that, but I mean, okay. Let's just stick with that. We'll stick with that. All right. So here, let's get this started then. Can we talk about the struggle that you've had? Samara clearly wants to know. Can we talk about the struggle that you've had with your new build? And when I say you,
Yeah.
I mean you and me and Lux.
We've
and
experienced it together. We've been
everybody.
on a
We just
emotional
talked about it?
roller coaster. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we started this how many weeks ago?
3. There's 3
3
weeks
weeks
ago
we've been
that
working
you
on
got
this.
all the pieces in, and then so here's what happened, right? Bloody.
Oh, you go ahead.
All right. No, I'm sorry. No.
No, you tell a better story than I do.
No,
So
I
go
don't.
ahead. You
Okay.
really do.
Okay. So, I feel like such an asshole right now. All right. So, but I'll continue because I do tell a better story.
You do.
So Bloody ordered a whole bunch of PC parts because he ordered an Alienware like a fucking dunce. And I told him as such when he ordered it. So don't you spam my fucking comments about him doing so. But he ordered an Alienware. He got it. He's like, my PC is overheating a lot. So he started by ordering some water cooling.
You're really jumping over a lot of details here. Maybe I should step in. Okay, first of all, I bought an Alienware computer because as a kid, I always wanted one. I knew that it was way overpriced, and I was okay with that. I just wanted to check that off the bucket list. So I did. Okay, also, it wasn't overheating. It was just running hot all the time.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean it was... okay, I'm sorry. It wasn't shutting down. It was just... Go ahead.
We're gonna you get to edit this out. I can hear me and you.
God damn it. Hold on.
I don't have to edit this.
I know, because you put the Rotten Tomatoes game in for this last one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what's an easy way to remember who has to edit what?
Hmm.
When you serve movies, you edit the podcast. That's the way it works out.
That's a good rule of thumb. We good
Yeah.
now?
Okay, so it wasn't overheating, it was just running really, really hot.
Okay.
You can proceed. Hot enough that I wanted to do something about it. It would run 75 Celsius most of the time.
So anyway. Anywho's, so Bloody bought a water cooler, Corsair water cooler, which is fantastic. And then I went over to his place to try to install it. And then opening up the case, the power supply is just like in a steel case, flush up against all the other components. And it's like, I don't know why this is running so hot. Like, he didn't say that, but looking at it from a design perspective, it's like, maybe
It's
not the
very
smartest.
stupid.
Yeah, maybe this could have been done just a fucking cunt hair better. So we ended up talking about it, and he ended up buying a new case and a new motherboard, and fucking all the bells and whistles, in order to get a PC that runs well.
New case, new
And-
motherboard, new power supply.
Thank you. Yes, because all of Alienware shit is proprietary, so you can't just pull that out, put it into a different case, because fuck you, Alienware / Dell. So I ended up going to his place, and I went with my 3 of my daughters. I brought Nani and Lily, who were 13 and 12, and then the wee baby Samara, who is that one right there, who's staring at herself in the mirror on an ottoman.
She really likes her.
She really does. She loves her so much. She's like her sister. Also, because Marie's sister says what's up.
No, she doesn't. Don't toy with my
She
emotions like
doesn't.
that.
She doesn't. But
Yeah, I know, you fucking piece of shit. Can I tell you about how much of a fucking bleeding heart I am, real quick, just in regards to that specific subject?
Yeah.
So, I went online, and because of the internet creeper that I fucking am, I looked up Marie's sister online.
Yeah.
Totally fucking blank that she's with some dude that seems like relatively okay. And then I felt bad. Like, I wasn't really serious, but
You're such a good man. So anyway,
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So I went over to Blaise's house, and we built this
Thank
PC
you.
for probably the better part of 4 hours, right?
It was maybe 5.
So
Because you
between
got
4 to
there
5
like
hours.
8.
I got everything. By we, I mean I got everything in there.
You did all the work. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's.
I
Not the
babysat. Like,
Huh?
mainly. I like babysat, sort of. Like, I
Yeah.
entertained your kids while you worked on my computer.
But anyway, I got everything together, and then went to go power it on. It didn't fucking power on, and it was 1 a.m, and the wee baby Samara had been up for 18 hours, which is a long time for its fucking 2-year-old. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, I'm sorry.
I understood.
gotta
I was
go.
like, you need to go home.
I gotta go home and get this one to bed." But I felt terrible because I know that feeling. Like, I know what it feels like to have something that you're supposed to have put together and have done, and it doesn't fucking work the way that it's fucking supposed to. So I hated the fact that I had to leave, but I did. And then the next day, I was like, "Hey, just come swing to my house and we'll figure this out." But Bloody did his due diligence, and he was like, "Hey, all those fucking..." The worst part of building a computer for anybody who's ever built a computer, those 6 fucking individual prongs.
Mm-hmm.
Marie's over here voguing off camera, and she flashed me.
Come on!
She was like, "Woo!"
Ugh.
Ooh. Sorry, I was distracted. Bloody ended up finding out that I plugged everything into the wrong fucking port. So he got everything to power up, everything lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree, and it was beautiful.
It looked really good.
It was real pretty. But then it didn't fucking post, and not being able to be there, and not being
Hang
able
on
to
a
test
second.
anything out. Go ahead.
For the people at home who are watching this who don't know what that means, what does posting mean? Basically, the computer turns on, but it doesn't put anything on the screen. Like,
Right.
it's just black screens. Nothing's happening, but the power is on. So something is wrong somewhere. Posting.
And if you have a speaker, like if you have a speaker plugged directly into the motherboard, it will beep. And the series of beeps that come after that will tell you what's wrong based off the number of the beeps that come out. We didn't have one of those. So it was just like,
Still don't.
it's fucking on. I don't know what's happening. So he got his buddy Luxworth. Or I'll say, is it fair to say our buddy? Can I say that?
Yeah. You are his friend.
So our buddy Luxworth ended up coming over to his place and helping him out, and he was there. How long was he there that day?
15 minutes. 20 minutes. Something like that. Not long.
Such a fucking failure.
To be fair, though, he, like, this is like what he does. So it's like,
That's fair.
he's going to figure it out real quick.
So anyway, he got the computer post and everything's up, and then Bloody went ahead and so he had two different types of RAM, and it didn't work in the new machine. So he just ran with 8 gigs of RAM and was just maxing it out completely
All the time.
with what he had. So he bought some new RAM, some Corsair RAM, some
Sick.
RGB RAM,
It was
which is
slick.
just
32
rainbowy
gigs.
and delicious. And he put all that in, and it didn't post again.
Same problem.
And so then he tried a couple other things that Luxworth and I walked him through, and his dual channel wasn't working properly. So he tried to fuck with his BIOS settings in order to enable it, and then realized that he didn't have enough power from his motherboard to power the RAM that he got. So he got a lower speed RAM, and plugged all that in, and then. But go ahead and take it from here, because I don't know all the details from this point forward.
Sure. So we went from 32 gigs of Corsair, like RGB, at 3200 megahertz. And that was too much for the motherboard to power without fucking with the voltage of the motherboard, which is like an overclocking that most people don't want to get into because it's high fucking risk. Like, you could fry everything. So it's like, well, let's not risk $2,000 worth of equipment to spite $100, and let's just instead buy lower speed RAM so that it would then power it without an issue. So we went from 3200 megahertz of 32 gigs to 23 megahertz of 32 gig RAM. And that should have no issue whatsoever because the computer should be able to post at higher than that. And so we got all 4 sticks. Well, we started off with 1, let it boot and post with the 1, then turn on what's called XMP, which is like it boosts the power that you're going to supply to the RAM from BIOS to be able to post a larger amount. So you turn that on, plug in the second stick, make sure that it'll take it okay. Once that posts, turn it off, unplug everything again, and then put in your full 4 gigs, or 4 sticks rather, to make up to 32 gigs. And it didn't post again. It was the same problem. So then that was leading us to believe that the actual power of like the actual RAM itself has nothing to do with the actual problem.
So then
I took out these extra 16 sticks and posted those at right now. I'm just running 16 gigs instead of 32.
So what Luxworth and we were talking about it last night in my scuffed fucking stream. What I told you after you figured out what the fucking issue was, right? We both came to the conclusion that you should just get 2 16 gig sticks of RAM since your motherboard is having such a fucking problem running dual channel.
That's my next step.
Okay. Do that, and then Holden. You only have 2 sticks of RAM, but I only have 2 sticks of RAM in there.
How many do you really need? Fucking, are you serious? Fucking cat's just looking at me, making eye contact, and knocking shit down.
He's like, that's what cats do. My dog is just all muddy outside, so I got that. The sprinklers came on, and I went out there to go take some trash out, and he's just all brown. He's brown and white, but now he's just like crusty and brown.
He's
one
like
color. Yeah. Like,
brittle at this point. This ain't gonna be the day you let me in.
I'm gonna jump on you. Are you ready? I'm like, no, get back. And he's like, okay, I guess.
I got too much leg mud. I can't move this leg.
Yeah, that's been Bloody's life for the last fucking better part of a month, dude.
It's to the point now where I'm seriously considering taking the motherboard out of that Dell computer and putting it in this one, and then just moving all the.
It won't fit. That's the problem. It's proprietary.
It will.
It's not gonna fit.
It will. I didn't have to replace the motherboard.
Yeah, but it won't fit in the case. The thing about Alienware motherboards is all the base screws. I can't remember the name of them, but the ones that are made of that gold color, they don't. The holes in the motherboard don't line up properly with any other case other than an Alienware case.
I'll drill holes. It don't matter. I'm gonna need to borrow your power drill.
All right, fair enough.
Your motor.
I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, that's been Bloody's life for too long. Marie made some fucking ceviche tonight.
I don't know what that is.
Some, huh?
What is ceviche? I mean, for those at home who don't know.
How are you alive?
Marie said, "How are you alive? What are you doing with your life right now?"
Well, first of all, I'm very white, and that has a lot to do with it.
It was raised by white people. So ceviche it's like a shrimp cocktail.
You want to just let her come on camera and explain it?
Yeah, come here. Because otherwise there's going to be this long pause in between. It's delicious is really all that needs to be said, but here you go. Here's Marie. Oh.
Okay, ready? So it's shrimp cocktail with like imitation crab, Chinese grilled crab, which is what I like also. You put cucumbers, cilantro, avocado, tomato. I put radishes, carrot. I like to process the carrots, cilantro, jalapenos,
Tomatoes,
and
avocado.
Marie.
No. Yeah.
Marie, say cilantro, but say it slower.
Cilantro.
You could just package that and sell it.
Sorry.
Let's make that a ringtone. We'll make millions.
And then you put some tomato in it. So good. Mm-hmm.
You with some fucking tortilla chips?
Yeah.
Or sorry.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
That's it. That's what that is.
Are you posing right now? She's the best.
You just did, yeah.
Absolute best.
Like,
Marie, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
While you're here. This is not so much a question specifically for you, but for your entire gender. When y'all take pictures, how come you stick your little knee out?
Okay, so like you do your knee like a certain way, it just makes you like move up.
Is that what that? Should we be doing that too?
Probably.
Move up.
The next, so when are you off quarantine? When can you come see me?
And it shows your like
Next weekend on Sunday.
So not
probably
this
be Monday,
podcast, but the next podcast, we're gonna pop our knees, pop our booties out, and that's gonna be the cover of the podcast video.
Oh fuck! I gotta edit that one.
You sure do. I'll make the picture.
Oh, you know what else I want to do?
He's got to do the next one.
I talked to Marie about this one. This one's a really good idea. You and me on your couch laying lengthwise and spooning, and then make that like the top of our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny? That would be funny,
It would
right?
be funny.
And just like wholesome. And
we still need to do our ASMR videos too.
Those are going to be fire, dude. I am so excited for those. I thought about really just for like my own channel, just doing Cannibal Corpse ASMR.
I might just do fucking my own channel, just being like, just shirtless with some nipple tassels.
I don't think that's within terms of service.
I have suggestions.
I love your suggestions.
Like, Robbie cut his beard like this in ASMR.
Does this make sound? Hold on.
You guys make fire together.
Your noise cancellation is way better than mine, so all I see is you moving your head back.
There's no sound.
Yeah, no sound. Just you going like. Did mine make a sound?
Yeah.
Was it? You are. Your cleavage is pasty white too. There.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I mean, I'm at 36 viewers right now. Like,
we just about to hit 50. Shall we try something new?
Oh yeah, get in there. Do that.
Okay, hopefully this is I have
Costco?
never. No, I don't know. I don't have a Costco membership anymore. This I got from Walmart. Just
really,
it's from Fever Tree.
Called on the app. You're like,
ginger beer. Bloody tasting shit. All right, let's see. Oh fuck, this isn't a screw. No, I'm gonna need a bottle opener. Hang on a second.
All right.
I don't know that I even have a bottle opener. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Just set it against your counter and.
No, I'm not doing that.
It'll be fine. Just do it. You're not getting your deposit back anyway. Let's be honest.
6.5 hours later.
All right, let's give it a shot.
How is it?
Ooh,
there it is.
It's definitely got ginger in it. Oh, it opened up. Hang on, let me try again. One more sip.
Okay, get in there.
It has that immediate taste of almost like a regular Uncola.
What?
And then that
Uncola, like
yeah,
Sprite?
like a Sprite or a 7-Up or whatever. A Fresca. Okay. And then you have this
ooh, Fresca is really good. I like Fresca.
Underrated fucking pop too. I love it.
It is. You know what reminded me of Fresca again was Let's Go to Prison. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Fuck, you haven't seen any movies.
I have seen a shitload of movies. You just go deeper than I do.
I hate
major blockbusters that I just didn't see. You hit me with so many today that I'm like, yep. Some of them you'd asked me about before too, like when you're like, have you seen Hard Candy? I'm like, still no. I'm assuming that this is really good ginger beer too. It's called Fever Tree because came in a pack of 4 of these. They're little. This is 6 ounces and it was like $9.
Jesus.
So I was like, these are going to be fancy. I'm getting them.
Proud of you.
For the stream.
Full disclosure, I don't have shit for what's called This Week in Dumb. I don't have anything.
You never do. Of course I do. I got a bunch. I got as many as you need.
Like, if you go historically, yes, you're absolutely right. I don't. But historically, for the last 2 months, I'd say I've only missed 2.
You didn't have any last week.
Yeah, that's one of the 2.
Got a story from Bangladesh. Okay, this one made me think of a previous episode we were doing, probably like early 30s episode, probably like episode 31 or 32, where we were talking about like when you get into like the, how do I say this delicately? when
Just
people
say it-
from
say
foreign
it regularly.
countries tell you to do things that are fucking crazy to avoid like sickness. Like, do you remember when the one guy was like, what did he say? Like, comb your hair and put something on your skin. Oh, and shove something up your ass to not get coronavirus.
Vaguely,
Do you remember
I
that?
vaguely remember that. Yeah.
God, what was he saying? He was like stick. It doesn't matter. Okay, so here we go. Along those same lines, I thought of that and I laughed. Bengal BJP chief, I'm assuming that has something to do with their health administration. Dilip Ghosh says, drink cow urine to fight coronavirus.
I mean, obviously, I've been doing that since the onset. Have you not?
Yeah, so now I have not drank a drop of cow piss. So
you know, it may not be necessary, but I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
I like the taste. It's like ginger beer, but less spicy.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. It's got that burn, like a ginger burn.
Good. It makes me happy.
So 6
Alright,
months
back
into a
to
global
Martha.
pandemic, and we don't have a vaccine to counter the invisible virus, even though human trials are still fast-tracked across the world. In the midst, the West Bengal BJP president Lok Sabha MP, medical professional, I'm assuming, Dilip Ghosh has recommended drinking cow urine to fight the virus. And he says, if I talk about cows, people fall sick. I tell them a donkey will not understand the worth of a cow. This is India, the Lord Krishna, and how cows are God we worship. We will have cow urine to stay healthy. Take Ayurvedic medicine and don't. He's just saying drink cow piss, man. This is one of those things where
out. Science, and piss.
here's the thing.
It's-
I haven't drank
it's
any cow
science.
piss recently, so I can't deny that this doesn't work.
I can't say it's not true.
As
But-
far as I know, he's never had the virus. So maybe?
And if he's drinking cow piss, maybe he's onto something, you know?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm not a doctor
All right, that's the end of that.
or a piss scientist.
I'm not a piss doctor, but
Go
You want me to do
I
another
haven't
one, or you
I,
got-
I haven't saved any. I trust
That's
you.
okay.
Just do,
Here
do
we go.
4. Don't do all 5, do 4.
I'm going to do 4. White House says kids should be back at school even if there is transmission of COVID-19.
Oh, God, I hated that. That was in my mind for one because
Mhm.
here's the
It's the
thing.
same.
right? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's that same White House press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany.
Yeah, the president has said unmistakably that he wants schools to open, and I was just in the Oval talking to him about that. And when he says open, he means open and full, kids being able to attend each and every day at their school. The science should not stand in the way of this.
And
Fuck you, Kayleigh.
she is as hot as she is horribly evil.
Yeah.
So
awful.
Trump, of course, is pushing to reopen schools. I don't know why. I don't know why that's so important to him. Do you?
I don't know. No, because they're like, hey, what about the risk of transmission from kid to kid and then to their parents and then whatever, that's going to be a detrimental blow to our economy. And he's like, schools need to be open. And that's like,
I legitimately don't understand why he wants
that
to
was
open
his
schools so
legitimate
bad.
answer. He's like, they just need to be open. Okay.
God damn, you do a good Trump. God damn.
Like, I don't understand. I don't get where the fuck he's coming from with it. But that was his retort, was that they just need to be open. And it's like, no, they don't. And he's threatening to defund schools that don't open at the beginning of the school year. Like, he's threatening to take
Schools
away
are-
their.
Dude,
Go ahead.
schools aren't federally funded; they're state funded. Does he even know what he's talking about at this point?
Probably not.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh.
That checks out.
It makes sense.
Yeah, now it comes into focus. All right, we're good.
That's like, we're gonna take away all your funding. What? Hold on, I'm getting something very important here.
We don't fund schools.
Not federally funded. So we're federal law. We're taking away the state funding federally if you don't open schools on time, because schools should be open. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, so there's that.
Boss, you cunt.
Okay, so you know how anytime we're just moving on.
Yeah.
You know how anytime Arizona's in the news for like it's always something fucking horrible. Like we had SB 1070 where it was like we made it legal for cops to like ask you if you're really an American citizen or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we could deport you. And
you
then
look like you might not have papers.
And then we had like we were leading the world in COVID cases, and it's anytime we were in the mood of something ever in the news is something terrible.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let's turn that around with this next story. Let's hear it for something positive. Arizona man stacks 485 Jenga blocks atop a single piece.
What?
I'm leaving the story at that because that's fucking awesome.
I feel like that wipes the slate clean. Like,
we're good now,
no
right?
longer competing with Florida. We have contributed to society. Not even society. We've contributed to humanity historically, so much so that, you know, this one achievement, this one fucking fantastic achievement takes away from, you know, all the bad that we put in the world. So good on you, man. Arizona man.
Thanks for turning it around for us.
Appreciate you.
Okay. So we got room for one more of This Week in Dumb. I will leave it up to you. What would you rather hear? About a man who got arrested for taunting police with a donut? Or about how in the UK they had an entire floating hotel sink to the bottom?
That one, the latter. I want to hear about the
Latter?
hotel.
Okay,
The other
so
one's very tempting though, like hippie, 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 hippie. But anyway.
That's exactly what it was. It's on a stick with a string. And it was a donut, yeah. And they arrested him for assault. All right.
Perfect.
So
Anyway.
plans for a floating hotel. We'll put a picture up and post of that. I'll send it to you so you have a copy of it. Plans for a floating hotel in Swansea hang on. Plans for a floating hotel in Swansea have on hold after the boat sank. So there was a plans for Wales' first floating hotel, which planned for Swansea's waterfront, are on hold after the boat it wanted to use completely sank. So Paul O'Dwyer, Lee West, and Oliver Davies unveiled plans in October 2017 to transform a boat into budget accommodations to be located in Prince Dock in the city's SA1 area. This is, of course, in the UK. On board the 42-meter ship capable of hosting 49 people a night, we would have had a coffee shop, a bar, a restaurant, and room for live entertainment on the top deck in the summer for around €20 a night. The plan developed that it had created 12 full-time jobs, really moving the needle there. Speaking at the time, Mr. O'Dwyer said, "Our target market is a budget travelers, people who would normally stay in hotels or traveling fans of Swan or Osprey's games or stag doos." I don't know what that is.
That's a word.
People these days begrudge paying €100 for a room when they only stay for a few hours. It would be €20 a night. They would have twin rooms with an ensuite. We'll be running excursions from the boat, windsurfing, paddleboarding, and walk-up penny fan and pendary. I'm not pronouncing this wrong. I don't know what any of these things are.
Clearly.
It's a beautiful boat. It was huge, and it all went up in flames because the whole fucking boat sank.
Nigh unsinkable. Is this the Titanic? Are you sure this isn't from 1923?
Let me double check. This is from July 21st. It was actually this weekend.
The year of our Lord, 1923. Actually, I think that's around when the Titanic sank. I don't remember.
Yeah, you're not too far off. So officially, the plans for the floating hotel are now been put on hold.
It's unfortunate. I don't want to bite your toes. But I will. Nice.
This week in Dumb.
There it is. Whoa. Whoa, indeed. All right. So, Rotten Tomatoes game. Bloody, are you ready for your first film?
Yeah. Hit me.
Good. Today, we are venturing into the realm of dark comedies, or sometimes referred to as black comedies. When I was putting this list together, I found out that dark comedies are not Bloody's forte, because
I don't
he
watch a
hasn't
lot of
seen
them.
really any of them. You haven't seen a lot of them.
No, I really haven't. I feel like I've seen a lot. They're just, I don't remember any of them.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen a lot of them.
No.
Marie wants to know if you've seen dark romantic comedies like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, I've seen that.
She said you guys can get married now, so that's good.
What up?
Yep, there it is. All right, so we are starting off with... Marie says her name is Clementine. How well do you remember that movie? That's the test right now.
That was her. That was the girl's name in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And she had orange hair too.
She did have orange hair. Put down. But
I've seen it.
all right, so we are starting off with a sexually frustrated suburban father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend. Directed by Sam Mendes, starring Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening, and Thora Birch. Talking about 1999's
American Beauty.
There it is.
Seen that one. Excellent movie. Critically acclaimed. I think it was up for Best Picture that year too.
Mm-hmm.
Very fresh. 90.
90?
Yeah.
All right. 90%, he says.
I just have to beat your last week's score of 112.
Oh, you 100% most likely will, because my last week's score was terrible. So yes,
Whew.
it was fresh. It wasn't 90% fresh.
Was it
Maybe it was
89%? Was it 92?
80, maybe it was 84. It was actually fresh and certified so at 87%. So you only gained 3 on that one, buddy.
I'll take the 3. I'll take the 3. We're on a good start here. I'm already kicking your ass and taking your name.
Some fun things about this one is so when Lester masturbates in bed beside Carolyn, Sam Mendes asks Kevin Spacey to improvise several euphemisms for the act in each take. Like, he's like, yeah, I don't know if you remember, but he's like, yeah, okay, I'm whacking it. I'm peeling the carrot. I'm, polishing the dolphin. Like, this kept
dolphin.
Like, he kept coming up with euphemisms, and he kept ad-libbing them. And Mendes said, I wanted that not just because it was funny, but because I didn't want it to seem rehearsed. I wanted it to seem like he was just blurting it out of his mouth without thinking. Spacey is so in control, I wanted him to break through. So Spacey obliged, eventually coming up with 35 different phrases. And Annette Bening couldn't always keep a straight face, which meant the scene had to be shot 10 times.
Good.
And then to prepare Wes Bentley, who played the emo fucking photographer guy, to prepare him for the role of Ricky, director Sam Mendes provided him with a video camera telling the actor to film what Ricky would, like a plastic bag floating in a corridor saying, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So he did. Those are some fun things about that movie.
I like that.
Yeah, nice. Next.
3. Let's go. Come on. Let's go
Speaking
negative
of
2 after this.
3 company workers who hate their jobs decide to rebel against their greedy boss. Directed by Mike Judge of Beavis and Butthead fame, starring Ron Livingston and Jennifer Aniston. I'm talking about also 1999's Office Space.
Oh, is this really a dark comedy or is it just really funny?
It's a dark comedy.
What's dark about it?
I don't know. Things. Living in an office? Or being having a fucking office job?
That's fucked up. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. I would say it's going to be really high with the audience for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was less than 80% with the audience, I'd be really surprised. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what the top and all. Okay, we're here to talk about what the critics had to say.
Top.
The thing is with comedies is it's real tough because comedies are very underappreciated when it comes to critics because they only like bullshit, like The Piano.
What?
Yeah, they fucking love The Piano.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie from like 1994.
Nope.
The Piano.
Pianist? You mean?
You don't know what The Piano is? Really?
No, I don't.
Well, I've seen that.
Well, all right. Here we are.
Hang on. I would say fresh 75%. If it was, I could see this being anything though, and like no score would surprise me on this movie.
Okay. It is fresh, and again, certified so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Mark gave me a piece of ice.
Nice.
At 80%, so you got 5 on that one, man.
Still in
Look at
single
you.
digits. I'm fucking
so
killing
fun
this
fact,
game.
The infamous PC load letter scene wasn't scripted at all. David Herman had more lines to say to Ron Livingston, but he was interrupted by the photocopier jamming and didn't understand what the error message meant. So he just went off.
PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean?
What does this mean? But, so they filmed it, and they fucking kept it in the movie because it fits so incredibly well. And I was, thoroughly impressed with that fact. Ready for next film?
Serve it to me, baby. Come on.
Oh, I got
Let me
you,
hear the
brother.
specials for the day.
I got you, Brother Bear. Jeff, the Dude Lebowski, mistaken for a millionaire of the same name, seeks restitution for his ruined rug and enlists his bowling buddies to help get it. Directed by Joel Cohen, starring Jeff Bridges, Don Goodman, Steve Buscemi, and Julianne Moore. I'm talking about
The Big
1998's
Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
I love this movie. You're out of your. First of all, you're out of your fucking element, Donnie. This one's got to be. You're giving me a lot of softballs this game. This one's going to be fresh, especially with the audience. Is this 100% with the audience?
I don't know, maybe.
It doesn't matter. Look it up. Look, I can't look it up.
I'll look it up right now. Hold on.
I love this movie. It actually took me a long time to see it. I actually saw it for the first time not too terribly long ago, like within the last 10 years. Yeah. Like I didn't see it for a long time. Everybody was always talking about like the dude. Everyone says I should go as the dude for Halloween. And I'm like, you're not wrong. You're just an asshole.
You're like, it's a dude abides.
Dude abides. I would say this is fresh. Certified so at 87%.
87?
Yeah.
Man, look at you. Look at the big brain on Brad. Fucking, well, you're not very far off. It is fresh. Again, certified so. At 83%. They got 4 on that one. Oh,
Puts me at 12.
you're fucking killing this game right
please,
now.
Please.
You're killing this game. Some fun facts about this is Maria is actually strongly attracted to Jeff Bridges, so much so that it's concerning.
That's why your old lady's into me then. I get it.
So there it is. Additionally, so on top of that, where are we? That's not the one that I meant to copy. Love that. A lot of the dude's clothes worn in the movie were Jeff Bridges' own clothes, including his jelly sandals, which he still owns to this day.
I would never get rid of those either, especially at this point.
Why would you? The second one, I didn't need the copy. I do remember it off the top of my head. In the TNT edit of the movie, to make it, available to broadcast, there is a scene where John Goodman tells to the child Larry, "Do you see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass?" They edited that down to, "Do you see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps?" That has been listed down as the most creative edit, the most creative made for TV edit that has ever been by some, ridiculous ass place that does those things. But I thought that was hilarious because I love that edit. It's probably my favorite edit of any ever. More than Yippee-Ki-Yay, mother truckers.
That's a good one too. That one's going to live on in infamy.
Finding a stranger in the Alps is still vastly superior. All right. Satirical comedy follows the machinations of Big Tobacco's chief spokesman, Nick Naylor, who spins on behalf of cigarettes while trying to remain a role model for his 12-year-old son. Directed by Jason Reitman, starring Aaron Eckhart and Maria Bello, talking about 2005's
Thank You for Smoking.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this in theaters. This was a great movie too. It's the first time I'd ever seen him ever, and that I was aware of.
Oh shit! Really? You didn't watch Punisher ever?
No.
All right.
And
there you go.
So, but I immediately impressed by how great of an actor he is, and he plays this lobbyist so well. And it kind of like enveloped some of him as like an adult, like where it's like, "What's the favorite thing about America?" And he's like, "This is a stupid question." Well, what do I put? He's like, "I don't know, the endless appeal system." Like there's no right answer to this fucking question. And I'm like, God, that's so true. And I really like this movie. It did not make me quit smoking. If anything, I smoked more afterwards. I might have even lit up in the theater. But I would say this one had to have been received well. It was an excellent movie. I'm going to say, again, fresh, again, certified so, at 83%.
And he just missing the mark, man. Just barely, too. It is fresh, and it is certified so at 86%.
Yeah! I'll take them 3, baby, all day. I'm at 15.
You're doing so good.
I'm going to beat your score this game as long as I don't score 98 on this next movie. You cannot lay there.
Thank you.
There are rules. One second.
Baby.
Must parent. You
so
cannot just get in my bed and lay there. This fucking kid. Look at this. Look at this fucking kid.
Just all cuddled up.
Just getting in my bed like he doesn't have one.
Man, is that the lead singer from My Chemical Romance?
It might be.
It might be.
What's your favorite My Chemical Romance song?
Parade!
What emo band do you play bass for?
Christ.
You've really
So fun facts about this movie. John Wayne's estate normally refuses to license images of Wayne smoking due to his death from gastric cancer. Jason Reitman sent a copy of the script to Wayne's son, Patrick, with a letter explaining that the film was a satire that did not glamorize smoking. Upon reading the script, Wayne agreed to allow the clip of his father to be used. That's why John Wayne is in the film. Also, an alternate ending was filmed in which Joey, the Nick Naylor's son, starts to light a cigarette during Naylor's press conference, and Nick swats the cigarette out of his mouth, embarrassing himself in front of the cameras and disgracing his career as a tobacco lobbyist. Director Jason Reitman preferred the ending in which Nick accepts normal responsibility for his choices. Similarly, a scene was cut of Nick attempting to smoke a cigarette against his doctor's orders and consequently passing out from intolerance. There we go. Sometimes. That was a phenomenal movie, though, man. I liked it a lot. Not even just
really
Nick
like that
Naylor's
movie.
character, but all of the lobbyists all meeting together for dinner and drinks and shit, and watching them go through like all the day-to-day shit that what I imagine lobbyists really go through, you know. Last one, man. Are you gonna finish strong?
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited for you. Sorry, I read the fun fact and it made me laugh. A miserable con man and his partner pose as Santa and his little helper to rob department stores on Christmas Eve, but they run into problems when the con man befriends a troubled kid. Directed by Terry Zwigoff, starring Billy Bob Thornton, Bernie Mac, and Lauren Graham. Talking about 2003's Bad Santa.
I own this movie.
Good. I thought you were going to tell me you
own
hadn't
it.
seen it, and we were going to end right here. It was like, who are we rating? Where are we going?
No. I actually I own the unrated. It's called Badder Santa.
Good. As you
And-
should.
Yeah, there is a lot of Lorelei's mom gets
Just
gets
destroyed.
after it in that film.
Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that in more than one scene. Great movie. I really don't think the critics like this one nearly as much. I'm gonna go ahead and say, full disclosure, I fucking love this movie. This was the last movie. No, was the last movie that fuck, what was his name? John Richter. What's his name?
John Ritter.
John
Yeah, that was
Ritter.
the last movie he was in.
The last movie he was in. And he went out on Bad Santa.
Which is so good. What was so good about it is fucking the scenes that he had with Bernie Mac were
So
fucking
funny.
gold. It's like you can't fault a man for fucking somebody in the ass. Oh, it's like God damn it, it's so good.
When he was like, maybe we should just go ahead and call this now. And he's like, you're going to want to stop and think about that. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm talking about 35, these short little motherfuckers protesting out of there. You cannot fire a midget at all. But he's like, I wasn't going to do what? I lost my shit at that part.
It's so fucking perfect, man. I love everything about this movie.
A black midget, you can't fire him. This was never a black thing. What? Oh man. Okay, John Ritter's final film. I don't think that was really taken into account very much, because the very last film John Candy was in was shit all over by the critics. So let's go ahead and say that like that Dark Knight shit doesn't really play over. Let's say this movie, I really don't know though. It could be, I'm going to say it's probably pretty rotten at 45%.
45?
I'm going to play this one safe just so I know I kick your ass this game.
Okay. Well, you guessed wrong. It's actually fresh and again certified so at 78%.
I'll take the 30 and still have a fucking awesome game.
You still had a phenomenal game. This is probably your best game ever. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
I'm confident in saying this is the best Rotten Tomatoes game you've ever had.
Yeah, probably. Playing like a star today.
So some funny things about this movie. This one is the one that made me laugh when I pulled the movie up. Tony Cox, the black midget, he ad-libbed. He ad-libbed the line, "You probably shouldn't be digging in your ass." Director Terry Zwigoff found the line so funny that he admitted to repeatedly cracking up on set, and even waking up in the middle of the night laughing because fucking I remember watching this for the first time and just having to rewind the 3 to 5 minutes after that because I was just laughing so hard because Billy Bob Thornton's just sitting there Me and Santa just like,
Oh, it's so
I
good.
shouldn't be digging in your ass. Oh man, and it's funny that you mentioned how Lorelai's mom got her ass literally handed to her in this film because, little known fact, do you remember when he was banging a plus size woman in the dressing room, in the fitting room?
Yeah.
That was actually Lauren Graham. That was Lauren Graham's legs there. So he was
shit.
banging her one other time that she wasn't credited for.
Good for her.
Good for her. So man, you did so good.
I really
Oh,
did.
you
You
did
kind of
really
gave me a
good.
lot.
So let's-
You gave me a lot of really good movies, so it's really easy.
You finished under 50. You got 48. 48 was your final score.
That's the best game I've ever had.
Best game you've ever had. It's because Marie's here. She's here for your moral support. And it's also because you haven't seen any other dark comedies. So, I mean, you
So you had to
didn't make
softball
my
everything
job
for me.
really easy.
Yeah.
But good job, man.
I'll-
Proud of you.
I'll take it easy on you next week.
Yeah. All right. I mean, don't. I'm a man. You know, I'll face my trials as they come.
I go out of my way to make it hard for you, and a lot of the times you thwart that. Most of the time, to be fair, every game I think I'm hard on you because I don't do any consistent orders of fresh or anything like that. I don't think of it. I go out of. I will skip movies to find harder ones.
Oh, you're amazing. That's it, man. We broke
Wanna bring
down a
us
little
home?
bit. We did. We talked about trials and tribulations. We hung out some.
I
Talked
hit
about
on your
life
old
a little
lady.
bit.
This was great.
Yeah. Marie showed her cleavage on stream. Like this is a good fucking. I got probably 17 subs in the rafters right now.
Is that a fact? How many did you
no.
get? Did you get 0?
I got 0.
You got just as many as I did.
But here we are, man. We did it. We got through another week, man.
We did. Flawlessly.
You want to bring us home for once? Well, you do it.
You know,
You opened us up. I'm
Time's
gonna let you
up.
bring us home.
I want to take a moment and think that the world might be on fire. This might be the worst year in existence. We got viruses and shit. We got political unrest. And we just have a lot of just rough times going on. And at any point in time, you're ever feeling down, you're not feeling good about you, just remember, you've always got friends. 2 of them right here, both maned like Greek gods and bearded like Vikings. Always reminding you that you got friends right here, and we're here to entertain you, make you feel good, no matter how shitty things get outside. And I'm Bloody the Elf. And this is
SuttySmash.
reminding
We're
you.
here to tell you to keep it
Do
positive.
it. You gotta do the point. Get your finger in there.
Keep it positive. You do it. Keep it positive.
Do you know where Keep It Posy came from?
No.
There's an old friend of mine from way back, like when I still lived in Decatur, and I moved out here. She was a fan of the band that I played in,
Yeah.
and she was from like New Orleans or something. And we have kept in touch forever, even today. We still are friends on Instagram. And one day she was like, "Hey man," she's a little bit on the. I'm not gonna say she's ghetto. She's not. She's a lovely young lady, but she subscribes a little bit more to R&B and hip hop culture that I don't. And
Sure.
she hit me out one day. She was like, I'm just over here trying to keep it posy, and I'm like, I'm using
Good on
that.
you. That's mine now.